The Eagle and the Vine. A king's broken promise. Have you ever heard a story that's also a riddle? Today, we're diving into one of the most vivid and dramatic parables in the Bible, found in the book of Ezekiel. It's a tale of two great eagles, a towering cedar tree, and a humble vine. But this isn't just a nature story. It's a powerful political allegory about kings, kingdoms, promises, and consequences. This is the story of the two eagles and the vine found in Ezekiel 17:1-24. The story begins with a command from God to the prophet Ezekiel. Son of man, set forth an allegory and tell it to the house of Israel. So, picture this. A magnificent, great eagle, with huge wings and long feathers of many colors, soars through the sky. This eagle flies to Lebanon, a land famous for its majestic cedar trees. It lands on the very top of a tall cedar and plucks off its highest branch. Then, it carries this branch away to a land of merchants, planting it in a city of traders. This first eagle isn't finished. It then takes some of the seed of the land and plants it in fertile soil, near abundant waters, like a willow tree. This seed sprouts and grows into a low, spreading vine. Its branches turn towards the eagle, and its roots stay firmly beneath it. The vine flourishes, sending out strong branches and lush foliage. Now, who is this first great eagle? This eagle represents Nebuchadnezzar, the mighty king of Babylon. At that time, Babylon was the world's superpower. The cedar of Lebanon symbolizes the kingdom of Judah, specifically its royal line, the house of David. The topmost branch that the eagle plucks off is King Jehoiachin of Judah. Around 597 BC, Nebuchadnezzar came to Jerusalem, deposed the young King Jehoiachin, and carried him and other nobles away into exile in Babylon, the land of merchants. But what about the seed planted by the great waters? Nebuchadnezzar didn't completely destroy Judah. Instead, he took a member of the royal family, a man named Zedekiah, and made him the new king in Jerusalem. This is the seed of the land. Nebuchadnezzar made Zedekiah swear a solemn oath of loyalty, a covenant, to be a vassal king, loyal only to Babylon. In return, Judah, the vine, would be allowed to survive and even thrive under Babylonian protection, though as a low, spreading vine, not a mighty, independent kingdom. For a while, this arrangement worked. To be negre, its branches reaching toward its protector, the Babylonian eagle. But then, the story takes a turn. Another great eagle appears. This one also has great wings and many feathers. It doesn't act as dramatically as the first, but its presence changes everything. The vine, which was planted and protected by the first eagle, now does something unexpected. It begins to bend its roots and stretch its branches toward this second eagle. It hopes this new eagle will provide water and help it grow even more, to become an even greater vine than it was before. It desires to produce strong branches and bear fruit, to become a noble vine. This second eagle represents Egypt and its pharaoh. King Zedekiah, despite his oath to Nebuchadnezzar, began to look to Egypt for help. He secretly sent messengers, seeking an alliance. He wanted horses and a great army to help him rebel against Babylon and break free from its control. He hoped Egypt would be a new, better protector that could help Judah regain its former glory. This is the heart of the riddle. The vine, Judah, turns its back on the one who planted it and gave it life, seeking a new allegiance. It breaks its promise, and so, the Lord asks a series of sharp, rhetorical questions through Ezekiel. Will it prosper? Will it not be completely withered when the east wind strikes it withered in the very bed where it grew? The answer is a resounding no. The parable makes it clear. The first eagle, Nebuchadnezzar, will return. He will not tolerate this betrayal. The prophecy says he will pull the vine up by its roots, strip off its fruit, and let all its new leaves wither. All the strength and resources of the second eagle, Egypt, will be useless. Egypt will prove to be a broken reed, unable to save Judah from the consequences of its broken covenant. And that is exactly what happened historically. King Zedekiah's rebellion failed catastrophically. In 586 BC, Nebuchadnezzar returned to Jerusalem with his army. After a brutal siege, the city was conquered, the temple was destroyed, and Zedekiah was captured. His sons were killed before his eyes, and then he was blinded and taken in chains to Babylon, where he passed. The kingdom of Judah, the vine, was uprooted and destroyed. It withered completely, just as the parable foretold. The story is a stark warning about the sanctity of promises and the foolishness of misplaced trust. Zedekiah made a covenant oath in God's name to be loyal to Babylon. By breaking it, he not only committed a political betrayal but also a spiritual one. he dishonored God's name, which he had invoked in the oath. He put his trust in the political power of Egypt instead of trusting in the God who had guided his people for centuries. But the parable doesn't end in total despair. After delivering the harsh judgment, God offers a message of hope and restoration. He says, "I myself will take a shoot from the very top of a cedar and plant it. I will break off a tender sprig from its topmost shoots and plant it on a high and lofty mountain." This is a beautiful contrast. The first eagle took the top of the cedar for his own purposes, but now God himself will intervene. He will take a tender sprig from the same royal line, the line of David, and plant it himself. And he won't plant it in a merchant city or as a low-lying vine. He will plant it on the high mountain of Israel. And what will become of this sprig? The prophecy continues. It will produce branches and bear fruit, and become a splendid cedar. Birds of every kind will nest in it. They will find shelter in the shade of its branches. All the trees of the forest will know that I, the Lord, bring down the tall tree and make the low tree grow tall. I dry up the green tree and make the dry tree flourish. This final part of the parable points forward to a future king, a new shoot from the line of David. For Christians, this is a clear prophecy of the Messiah, Jesus Christ. He is the tender sprig planted by God. His kingdom is not a temporary political power like Babylon or Egypt, but a spiritual kingdom, the splendid cedar. It will grow to offer shelter and refuge to all people, birds of every kind. In this kingdom, God's justice and power are made clear. He humbles the proud, the tall trees, and exalts the humble, the low trees. The powerful empires of the world, like Babylon, will eventually fall. But the kingdom, established by God through his chosen Messiah, will last forever. The final line is a powerful affirmation. I, the Lord, have spoken, and I will do it. So what is the ultimate lesson from the two eagles and the vine? It's a multi-layered message. On one level, it's a lesson in integrity. It teaches us the profound importance of keeping our word, our promises, and our covenants. Breaking them leads to ruin. On another level, it's a lesson in trust. Where do we place our ultimate hope? Do we, like Zedekiah, trust in the shifting powers of this world, the egos of political, financial, or social strength? Or do we place our trust in God, who alone has the power to plant, to judge, and to restore? The story reminds us that while human kingdoms rise and fall, God is sovereign over all of them. He uses them to accomplish his purposes, but his ultimate plan is one of redemption and hope. He is the one who can take something broken, a withered vine, a fallen dynasty, and bring forth from it something new, magnificent, and everlasting. He takes the humble and forgotten and exalts them, building a kingdom of grace that offers shelter to all who come. Thank you for joining me on this journey through one of Ezekiel's most powerful parables. If this story resonated with you, please like this video and subscribe to the channel for more deep dives into the timeless wisdom of the Bible. Let me know in the comments, what do you think the most important lesson from this story is? I'd love to hear your thoughts. Until next time.